There are so many reasons why more and more individuals are choosing to order food over preparing their own meals. Whether it be for reasons of convenience, having a lack of structure with your crazy schedule, or maybe you're just young and haven't found your groove when it comes to preparing food for yourself. There are so many reasons why people order. I want to start off by saying that ordering food isn't inherently bad for you, but losing control between you and food can be detrimental in the long run. This video is going to be a look into the 5 ways to curb your urge to order food. So, let's begin. Hi everyone, my name is Trelise and I talk about health and fitness here on YouTube. And today I'll be talking to you guys about the 5 ways to curb your urge to order food. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first tip is to uninstall the apps. But the problem with uninstalling the apps is it doesn't change your mindset towards eating out. You're probably familiar with that feeling of staying strong, then it comes to justification to eat out, and then we hold off for an hour or so, and finally we cave. In other words, there's nothing holding us true to ourselves because in these cases, we probably haven't examined our why, as in why we want to stop eating out. Whatever reasons you have to stop, hone into that. The problem with uninstalling apps that I wanted to address is that it's so easy to just reinstall the apps because you're not motivated to really uninstall them. 2, it's really easy just to go on the internet and find those apps, those places. There's a lot of friends that you have that might also order food and involve you in that process, and then you're ordering food through your friends. And it just can be really overwhelming to stop ordering food. Changing your mindset, I think, around ordering food will really solidify the reasons why you're uninstalling that app. So maybe you have fitness goals, maybe you just have regular lifestyle goals, maybe you have body goals that you want to achieve, and ordering food just doesn't fit within those goals. So a way to sort of alleviate that pressure for yourself is just to remind yourself of those goals when you uninstall the app, and it'll motivate you to stop constantly wanting to order food. This idea of road food versus home cooked food. I think as kids we have this idea in our head that if we get food outside of the food that we have at our home, it's better, or that it just tastes better, or it just is more special than what you have at home. But I think that growing up, this idea of road food as being something special really helps to reinvent what ordering food means. So for myself growing up, road food was looked at as something that was reserved for special occasions. So if it was somebody's birthday, we would order food, or if it was somebody's anniversary, or if it was just hanging out with friends at their house, that's when we would order food, and it was reserved for those types of moments. And I think that when we reinvent ordering food in that way, it becomes better for us in the long run. We all know that almost instant feeling of guilt surrounding ordering food. Often the food on these apps are processed or deep fried and taste amazing. However, while we're in the realm of consuming fast food, our body has a harder time breaking down these foods, and this can impact how we feel, our productivity, and our motivation for the day. But just beyond this, the cost of food and the ways in which it can take away from the goals we set for ourselves can be really damaging if we don't order sustainably. So let's talk about the real reason why you're probably here, and the second tip, which is how you feel. I feel like a lot of the times when we order food, there's so much guilt associated with ordering a meal. And it's almost just oh, you wish that you didn't do that. Instantly it's this thought, oh my gosh, I wish I didn't do that. And I want to start off by saying that you shouldn't feel guilty for eating the foods that you like to eat or having that meal that you ordered. That is not the problem. The reasons why we usually feel guilty after ordering food is because we know that we probably could have done better for ourselves, or that we've been ordering so much food that it just isn't something that is sustainable for us. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with ordering food, but if you're abusing those apps, or if you feel as though you can't trust yourself to be alone and you're just constantly ordering food, then you know that maybe something needs to change, and you have to get that control back between yourself and build that relationship between yourself. At the end of the day, it's important for you to be in control of what you put inside your body, especially when the consequences of not being in control affect the ways in which you see yourself. Take control of what you put in your body. If you're low on time, remember that shopping for yourself doesn't mean buying elaborate foods for a 4-course meal. It can mean picking up some eggs and bread and preparing meals that are easy for you within the week. Shopping for yourself not only gives you control, but it also gives you the power to think about what you want to eat throughout the week, instead of scrolling to the point where you're not even hungry. The third tip that I have for you guys was to shop for yourself. I will never stop saying this because I feel like it's so important, so important, and I feel like I could talk about this thing for hours. But shopping for yourself is so important in order to be in control of your body. Sorry, I just looked out the window and I can see people going tobogganing, and I'm just like, oh my god, I want to go tobogganing. Anyways, so yeah, shopping for yourself is so important in order to change your habits surrounding ordering food. So I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I shopped for myself. I do groceries about every single week for myself in order to meal prep. And in that way, I feel like I'm in control of hitting my macros. I'm in control of, what I eat. And I think there's this disconnection when we order food because we don't actually know how it's being prepared. And we don't know what they're actually putting into it. They can tell us that they're just putting together a chicken wrap, but there are so many other things, so many other people who get involved with that process that you never really know how ordering food will affect you. Taking control of what goes into your body and knowing that the ingredients that you put into that dish are the only ingredients that went into that, if that makes sense. And I feel like having that sense of control kind of takes away the need to order food, because that same money that you, that $40 or $50, because ordering food is so fucking expensive these days, but yeah, that money that you could have used ordering food, you're using it on groceries, and you get to pick what you get to eat that week. So if you want burgers, go buy a burger from the grocery store, or go buy the ground beef to make your own burger. There's so many different recipes and tools that you can use to have that same great tasting food at home. Your cravings for food come and go, but the way that you deal with cravings is so important for building healthy habits. Learning how to say no to yourself is so important, not only in nutrition, but also in building your mental toughness, as it builds up your discipline and trust with yourself when it comes to completing long-term goals. There are plenty of whole foods that can be really rich in flavor if made right. Falling into your cravings every time is letting yourself be controlled by food rather than you being in control of your food. Tip number 4, cravings. Cravings. I could talk about cravings all day. The thing about cravings is we'll never not crave something. And I don't mean you're gonna crave something every single second of every day. I mean that you'll, ever so often, you're going to crave something, and you're not gonna be able to get it off your mind. And it's gonna sit there, and you're gonna think about it, and then you're gonna probably wanna order it. But that being said, I think that cravings are such a good topic to address mental toughness. And once again, I want to reiterate that I'm not saying don't order that burger. I am saying that don't fall prey to every single one of your cravings. I think that sometimes, especially as women, we're just yeah, it's our period, so I'm gonna get chocolate, or I'm gonna order that burger, or I'm going to, just treat yourself because you're PMSing. And honestly, I don't blame you for wanting to do that, but I do think that every single time that you crave something or that you want something, it shouldn't be an automatic, I'm gonna get it. I think part of learning how to be in control of what you order and being in control into your food habits is building that mental toughness and learning to say no to yourself. And I think that that's such like a demonized thing, especially today, because I feel like there's so many like different outlooks where saying no looks like you're starving yourself, or it looks like you're like saying no because like you're trying to hit like a certain number of calories, or just like saying no because you like essentially don't want to eat. And I feel like it's not that, and it's not that it's never been that, but like in this specific scenario, it's not that. I think saying no to yourself builds this trust and this confidence between yourself, because you're saying that if you don't order this food just because you're craving it, it allows you to take back control. You're not driven by your cravings. You have the power to, instead of ordering that meal that you really crave, to make something delicious in your kitchen, or to go out to the grocery store and buy those same ingredients but make it in like a healthier way. Especially if you have goals that you really want to reach, saying yes to every craving just brings you back to that old version of yourself that you're really not trying to be. Like, I feel like in order to get to the next level, you have to say no to certain things, and sometimes that means saying no to the things that you crave. Your body is a habitual being, meaning we run on internal schedules, which we rely on to keep us going. Whether it's our sleep schedule or eating schedule, it's so important to train your body to have a reliable schedule for yourself, especially when it comes to sustainable eating. Having a schedule for yourself is so important, whether it means meal prepping for yourself, whether it means going to the grocery store once a week, whether it is knowing that you're going to eat clean all week except for the weekends, and that's when you order your food. Having that schedule in mind trains your body to expect that from you constantly. So if you're training your body to always say yes to your cravings, if you're training it to give in whenever you feel like you want something, I feel like that's going to be the schedule that your body has for yourself. But if you're training your body to, eat those 5 meals a day, or be consistent with eating clean, your body's going to start to crave those things, believe it or not. Like, if you're eating clean all the time, you would be surprised at how fast your taste buds change and how much more you'll crave those healthy alternatives to what you're constantly intaking at this moment. So have a schedule for yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you can constantly work on it, but just starting with having more options in your diet, that means being like achieving those health goals that you wanted to reach this year, is so important for becoming that version of yourself that you really wanted to see. All that being said, if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe, comment, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And I don't really have a schedule at this moment, but when I do have one, you guys will be the first to know. But right now, it's just kind of like once a week is what I'm aiming for. But thank you, everyone. Bye.